Hi, my name is Noel Davis with World Composting, and what you're watching right now is a 15-day time lapse of the seeds that I planted in a prior video. I'll link it up top here. But this is the 15 days it took to get one portion of the plants growing. The broccoli started sprouting and growing, but it didn't seem like the other plants really took off. But the broccoli now, as you can see by the end of this video, is all the way up to the top, which means that I need to get it out of here. It's going to be a problem. It's actually pushing against the lid, and I want to make sure that these can continue to grow big and strong and tall. And because of that, they need to be repotted in some bigger pots that are outside of this seedling container. Now, I wasn't really prepared for this, I have to admit. I had to prepare some soil. I had to prepare, the planters and everything, and I had also had to figure out where to store them after this. So I'm going to show you that process next of me getting the seeds, getting the plants, getting these starters ready to go and bigger seed pots, and then also I'm going to use a cocoa coir, as you will see, to replant these. It's just one of those things where I really was not expecting these to grow up so fast and hit the top there. And I'm surprised still that none of the other ones are even sprouting at all. And I'm wondering, after 15 days, did I make a mistake with them? Is something wrong with them? Although the broccoli worked fine, something just seems off with the others. I do worry. I'm going to give them one more week, I think, and then we'll go and maybe replant them. All right, so here we go. Here's our plants. And it has been 15 days here. And I just want to show you here what's going on. Oh my gosh, look at this. The broccoli is coming up and is outgrowing these things, these little cells. So they need to be moved, and the stems are pretty weak, but they look like they're growing pretty well. I think that we do need to move them though. I don't see anything else coming up at this time. So I'm not sure what's going on with that. I don't know if they're dead or what, or if it's just gonna take longer. I thought we'd have something else coming up. But in the meantime, we're gonna pop out these broccoli, we're gonna put them in some larger containers and get them ready for planting outside, I guess. So let's go to that now. All right, so as you can see here, this is the cocoa coir that I plan on using in these larger seed containers. This is the same cocoa coir that I use in my worm bins. It comes in a big brick from Walmart, and I know there's online stores. I've not tried any of the online ones. This one doesn't seem to have salt issues, as I've heard some of them do. As you can see, it's amazing how much these things really expand. And it took about 4 gallons of water to get this to expand fully. I sort of would go and fill up the container, and then I'd let it expand some more, and then I'd dump some more water in. And even once it was fully done, I figure it's going to need more water later, and I did add more water, but that's the brand right there, this Organics one. Now, for the next step, we need to actually put this into the pot. So I actually had a helper for this, which was my son. And we worked together to fill these pots up. So we just did this and then pressed it off to the side, and then we filled up 6 pots for the broccoli plants, and we continued to do that until they were all filled. And then the next part that's coming up here is we actually had to move the broccoli from the tray and actually poke holes in them, and then we needed to move these seeds over. I should say these plants over. They're not seeds anymore. And this was a little bit hard for me to do. I was trying not to grab the stems because I've heard that you can really hurt a plant by grabbing the stems. So I was trying to poke it out. And luckily my son was helping me because he has smaller fingers and he could actually get into these pots a little bit better than I could. So there he was making his indentations in the pots. And then we are going to go right to the part where he pushes them out and I place them inside the holes that we positioned. Now, I had put 2 or 3 seeds in each of these holes, so it was something where I wasn't sure exactly how this would work. I can't tell if, both, it looks like for a lot of these, both or all 3 of them germinated and actually are growing, but I don't know which one's still going to be the healthiest out of all of these because it's hard to tell. They're kind of the same size. And one of them could easily die off towards the end, so I kept both of them at this time. I don't know if that's the right thing to do. I keep reading about these plants, and I've seen multiple things. I try to be very careful with the root systems. I tried to be very careful with everything as I was going through this, but I could have damaged some of them by accident, or but just with the moving around here and everything. So I'm not as familiar with doing seeds as I am with composting, and I'm out of experience with this. So this is one of those things where as I get better at it and do this more often, it will probably become more of a process that I can quickly do. And for right now, though, this was very difficult. I wasn't real happy with the tray container either. I felt that it was a little bit too hard to get the seeds out, and it would have been nice to have it be a little bit, the holes either a little bigger so I could poke them out a little better, or some way where I could get a better grip on them as well. So I'm a little mixed on the seed container. I think that maybe the Jiffy pots, which are actually like a cocoa coir pellet pouch, they can sort of take out and it's supposed to just compost away, might be a little bit better solution. So I might try that next time. I thought I'd get this tray system because it looked like it was a good one, but I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you think, if you've tried any of these other systems and what you think of them. And I have to say, I'm really thankful that my son helped me out with this, because it was quite a task right there. And then I kind of checked on the other trays. I didn't see anything coming up. I mean, there was no growth at all. I'll probably give it another week. If I don't see anything in a week, I might dump this and restart with just fresh cocoa coir and fresh seeds and try again. All right, I have this set back up in here. I have the broccoli over here in these pots. I don't know if I did this right or not, but they were already hitting the top of the seedling tray. They're under the more powerful lights as well. There is water, some water sitting in the bottom there, just a little bit, maybe a quarter inch or so, that I figure will soak up in there. This, of course, still has the water in it as well. I'm surprised that none of the other seeds came up in 15 days. I expected something, even if it was just a little bit, but we'll let it go a little longer and see if there's anything. I don't know if it's a heat thing, if it's not warm enough in here, or what's going on. But if anything, we'll have to try something else maybe in a little bit if that's not working. But, you saw the time lapse. These actually grew really well, these broccoli plants. I think they're supposed to be kind of fast growing, but I didn't expect them to be this fast. So we might have a lot of broccoli plants this year, because I think there's still 2 in each pot at least. But we'll see. And then I've still got I'm going to have my time lapse set up again to go from here, and that way you can see the progress to see if these come up here or not. If I'm doing something wrong, please let me know. I'm not a professional seed grower or grower at all. This is something I'm trying to do to make things better. If not, I'll have to buy plants, which I don't like to do, but I will. But the broccoli is coming in really well, which I'm really happy to see. So we'll see how that goes from here, and let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Thank you for watching.